Well, you read the thumbnail, so you already know the answer. But before you click off the video, I just want to address, why I stopped playing Fortnite a lot, the lack of the Fortnite content, and many other things that have led me to not play the game as often, not just outside of the channel, but in real life as well. I mean, I even made a joke about it in my previous Fortnite video for the No Sweat Summer Part 1, which go check it out by the way, it's a good video, about why I just haven't been playing a lot of Fortnite in general. I mean, the joke was how I'm just like a level 42. And a lot of that has to do with just how my playstyle is compared to others now. I mean, there's a lot of other reasons too, but I want to focus on that really quick. I mean, the game, despite having zero build mode, which is an entirely different game, by the way, it plays much different than normal build mode, it just hasn't been fun for me. I mean, I've been playing the game for 4.5 years now, almost 5, which I think 5 will be in August, I want to say. I forget when their anniversary is, but geez, it's been a long time. I've seen the total ups of the game and the total downs of the game. And I have not been able, like in build mode or even Team Rumble, at some points, been able to keep up with these other players in terms of building and editing and just other crazy shenanigans. You know, I wouldn't say I hit a skill gap or a peak or anything, but I have not been able to keep up with them. My playstyle is old school. If you put my gameplay and how I build and edit and all these things, if you put that back in like what chapter 2 season 2, I'd be one of the best players at the time. But there's been so much growth and mechanic changes to the game, such as the sprinting like you see here, mantling ledges, sliding like you see here for example, that change a lot of the gameplay, especially in zero build. Not to mention with people that I have played with on the channel before, such as Kelsey and Katie and all them, and even Sniper Shy, for example, just people I've played with on the channel and have talked to in real life and was friends with at one point, I was not a very good person to play with. I tend to get competitive and be away from my team and not stick with them and adapt to their playstyle and experience compared to mine. A lot of this would be an example of me playing with some friends of mine, Katie, Kelsey, all of them, and the inexperience that some of them would have, like, it wasn't their fault. I would just do my own thing, play the game how I've normally played it, get materials, go about my way, but I'd be so far ahead of them that I would die. And there has been one time, actually, the last time I ever played with them, there was a situation where it was in zero build, and I had been far from my team, and I was letting them know, like, hey, I'm fighting another team, blah, blah, blah. And at one point, I muted myself, and I had forgotten to unmute myself. And the whole time, there was a lot of comms going on between the rest of the team, and nothing from me, right? To where we're back in the lobby, and the team decides to leave. They didn't want to play with me anymore because I'd be so far ahead and leaving them behind and just going and doing my own thing. And the only defense I do have in this is I had forgotten to mute myself, but that's still my fault anyway because I chose to mute myself. And even if I forgot to unmute myself, I just, I should have been more open with my comms. I should have stuck with the team more. And I did this a lot. I did it a lot to my teammates. With Sniper Shy, who is a fabulous YouTuber, by the way, definitely go check them out. With them, in real life, I actually was sad about the removal of Misty Meadows, and I made a joke about it to Sniper Shy, how I would unfriend them from Facebook if they were dissing on Misty or whatever. And as a joke, I did, but I to this day still haven't friended her back, which is unfortunate that I did that because that's stupid and toxic on my part. And I actually saw a comment from Sniper recently on my end of Chapter 2 event, you know, she still wants to play more and enjoys the content. And if you're watching this, Sniper, I want you to know I'm sorry. I want you to know that I'm sorry for how I behaved to Kelsey and to Katie, which I don't know if they're subscribed to the channel or not. They're probably not, but I want them to know how sorry I am as a former teammate of how I played and let you all down and just acted. You know, I am sorry to not just them, but to the viewers of this channel for not knowing how I was acting behind the scenes and how much of a bad person I was to these people and just how unfun I was to be around, not just with these Fortnite friends, but I even addressed this in the State of the Channel video of how much of a toxic person I was to work with and be with, you know, at work. I think it was in the video. It might have been on my CTR stream. It was one of the two. But I've had some time to self-reflect and have some therapeutical time to reflect and actually deal with losing these friends because of my actions and my gameplay and just how much of an asshole I was. And I was not proud of it then, and I'm most certainly am not proud of it now. And if this sounds like I'm shifting off the topic of Fortnite, good. Because a lot of it had to do with me not playing games in general. I started to do this recently even in Apex with my roommate and a couple of my good buddies. I did that once. I left the match. I almost left the match on them, and I was just, you know, I was just not only was am I not good at Apex, but just how personally I would take some comms was not helping anything. That has since changed. That has since changed, and it's going to currently keep changing, including my representation and content of myself on the channel being just being myself instead of being someone who I think I should be, who I think, you know, people want me to be. And so because of how I was treating these teammates in Fortnite, I didn't have anyone to play with. I played with family after that. And I acted the same way at one point in a match because I took a comm personally from my sister-in-law, and that led to a dispute between me and me and her still don't talk to this day, even though I don't blame her. We've had our problems in the past, but this being the last straw, I would understand. But I had a lot of fun playing with family as well. And now I don't have that because I did it to myself. I acted in a way because of my competitive nature, and that's not even an excuse, especially with family. No matter what, I chose not to adapt. I chose not to stick with my team. I chose to play my way instead of the team way. I still to this day don't know why I chose to do that. And so the only way to play is by myself and only enjoying the game with Team Rumble and struggling in solos, I just stopped playing. And a lot of it is also due to Fortnite as well, with the focus on creative mode and the collaborations and the nonstop TikTok emotes, which are getting out of hand now, in my opinion. But I get it. Epic is a big company. Fortnite is still a big game. This is probably another golden era, in my opinion, that we're going to see. But that's another thing. My gaming past has involved a lot of competitiveness, and I've always gamed for years. And me constantly gaming for as long as I have played a part in my life in the past few years, especially with an ex-girlfriend. And I would just constantly game, and I would never focus on her, and I was toxic to her at the time. And I eventually left her because she grew tired of it, and she started to treat me in a toxic way as well because I deserved it. So I chose to leave, and you know, I don't deserve that relationship. I don't really deserve a lot. You know, I have not been a very good person in the recent times, and I have changed. I have made so much improvements to myself, but there's no way anyone can take my word for it. Y'all will just have to see it if you know me in real life. And because of my bad actions as a teammate and my play style versus others' play style and my solo experience, it caused me to not play a lot of Fortnite, even Apex. You know, I only play with the boys, which makes sense, but like, still, I don't deserve to even have teammates because of how I've acted. And I wanted to apologize to everyone about that. But, so then, what do I want to explore? In terms of the future of Fortnite and just competitive gaming in general. Well, with Fortnite, I'm not going away from the game. In fact, I want to try to get to level 100 before the season ends. I might even make a stream out of that. And I partially do want to try to get back into competitive. Because my gaming nature has been about the competitive lifestyle, being able to achieve things that I haven't with the game before, and Fortnite is one of those games where I want to do that. I want to be able to win something from the game again and be able to do things other people either A, haven't seen, or B, don't expect from a player like me. I want to be able to establish that legacy. But if I don't go into competitive Fortnite, I do want to go back and re-explore competitive Super Smash Bros. Melee, which not a lot of people know about that. Sorry about the stutter, but like not a lot of people know about that competitive nature of me and Super Smash Bros. Melee. But in general, with competitive Smash, I've been in the scene on and off, but I never really established myself, so no one really knows who I am, and I want to be able to win something big there. I mean, I'm good at those games. A lot of people who played me will tell you I'm pretty good at them. And I know that has nothing to do with Fortnite, but just trust me on this. Playing Fortnite for 4.5 years has taught me a lot in terms of who I am, as weirdly as that sounds. But it also showed me what I need to change, how I need to change. And over the years, I've enjoyed Fortnite. From the later days of Chapter 1 through the early half of Chapter 2, and to an extent, some of Chapter 3. You know, I've been there for a lot of it. And you've only seen just a glimpse, just the tip of the iceberg of my experience in the game and knowledge over 4.5 years. But to wrap things up, I want to once again apologize to all of you. I want to apologize to Kelsey, to Katie, and her boyfriend. I want to apologize to Head Shooter, even though I haven't wronged him and he hasn't felt wronged. I still talk to him in real life. You know, he's getting back into the game. But I want to apologize to him too. To everyone, I want to say I'm sorry and to take care. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.